Welcome to another edition of The Final Set. I'm Max Tane. Coming up on today's edition, we'll take a look at the historic venue of Huff Hall. We'll preview the upcoming schedule. But first, let's take a look at the past 2 weeks for the Illini. Now, 2 weeks ago, the Illini headed to Indiana to take on the Hoosiers and the 12th-ranked Purdue Boilermakers. The Illini met the Cream and Crimson first. The Orange and Blue outblocked the Hoosiers 15.5-2. Senior setter Annie Lurson kept the Illini on the attack all night with 43 assists and led the rebound after a drop first set to win the match 3-1. The following evening, the Illini visited the then 12th-ranked Purdue Boilermakers. Anna Dorn's 6 kills in the 4th set helped Illinois force set 5. The Illini eventually fell to Purdue in the 5th set to lose 3-2. Now, this past weekend, the Illini returned home for a Sweet 16 rematch with the Ohio State Buckeyes, and then a showdown with the #1 team in the land, the Penn State Nittany Lions. This past Friday, Illini Nation packed the rafters for the Ohio State Buckeyes. The Illini took a 2-set lead behind the dominance of sophomore Liz McMahon, who had 23 kills on the evening. The Buckeyes came back after the 10-minute break and won 3 straight sets to win the match 3-2. The next night, the nation's top-ranked squad was on upset alert. The Fighting Illini hosted Penn State for what is shown to be one of the top rivalries in the nation and the Big Ten. The team split the first 4 sets with redshirt freshman Jocelyn Burks registering her 6th 20-kill match of the season. The Illini eventually fell in the final set. Now, if any of you have ever experienced a match at Huff Hall, you know the magical atmosphere that this historic venue possesses. Since its construction in 1924, George Huff Hall has hosted events from men's basketball to wrestling to women's volleyball to gymnastics. Here now is Dave Lone with a special peek inside historic Huff Hall.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Huff Hall in Champaign on the campus of the University of Illinois. It is time for Fighting Illini volleyball. It is historic as it's a campus landmark, and of course they played men's basketball here for many years, and the Sweet 16 for the state boys tournament was here for a number of years, and then just the history that has been made with this volleyball program, that's for sure. In 2003, we beat Louisville here in the second round of the NCAA tournament and went to the Sweet 16. Now, the team hadn't been in the tournament 2 out of the last 3 years and hadn't been as far as the second round, I think, for like 5 years. And it was great to get back to the Sweet 16 again. The kids' parents had bought little party hats that said Sweet 16 on them, and the players, Ashley Ettinger was on that team, were running around. And maybe it was a little bit overdone, but it was well deserved for those kids. And it was a huge win for Don, you know, and it was over Louisville, who we always seem to play big matches against. But the joy that those players had upon getting in the Sweet 16 will always be one of my fondest memories. Well, I think the most unique thing about it is that it was kind of, when they reconfigured it, built it for volleyball, but it was a lot different then. It was basically just the balcony, and then they brought the bleachers in, and that really changed it quite a bit. They're built basically right up to the sideline of the volleyball court. In fact, when we played women's basketball here, we had to push them back just a little bit, and the ones at the top were unusable because they were, you know, pushed in. And the crowd is right on top of you. Even if you're in the balcony, you're not very far away. So it's a closed-in environment, and it's always been really volleyball friendly. When the players come out, the sea of orange and blue, and just again the way the fans know about the sport, about the team, yeah, they're energized by it. They got to be. Even if you're not playing, if you're just sitting here watching, if you can't feel the electricity or get caught up in it at least a little bit yourself, then you probably don't have a pulse.
Now next week, the Illini are heading up to Ann Arbor, Michigan for a midweek matchup with the Michigan Wolverines, and on Saturday it's up to East Lansing to face Sparty. The following week, the Illini return home for a matchup with in-state rival Northwestern and the newcomer to the Big Ten, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Thank you for watching the final set. As always, I'm Max Tane, and we will see you next time.